Alright, so this is going to deal with the last of our conics, which is hyperbolas. Alright, so hyperbolas look like two parabolas. They got asymptotes. If we were graphing it by hand, we would have to draw this rectangle, which deals with A, the distance from the center to the vertex, and B, which is from the center to what would be the co-vertex. The length between the vertices is our transverse axis. So center to vertex equals A. To A is your transverse axis. Center to co-vertex is B, and 2B is what they call the conjugate axis. Okay, here are the two equations. So it can either open right and left or up and down. What you should notice is that it looks very similar to the ellipse. However, a squared and b squared don't move. It's x and y that move. Okay, so if it's opening up right and left, then x and y come first, or x comes first, x minus h. If it opens up and down, then y minus k comes first. Okay, either way, a squared and b squared stay in the same spot. And then the formula for c is c squared equals a squared plus b squared. Alright, so it says find the center vertices foci, which C is used to find the foci, just like with ellipses, the length of the transverse and conjugate axes, and the equations of the asymptotes for each hyperbola. Alright, so it'll start you off with pictures where the two asymptotes intersect. That's your center. So in this case, the center is 0, 0. The vertices, well, that's here and here. So that's going to be negative 2, 0, and 2, 0. The foci, we have to be able to find C, so we'll come back to that one. Transverse axis, well, that's going to be the length from here to here, so that's going to be 4. The conjugate axis goes this direction, so from here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So your co-vertex is actually there and there. It's this distance and that distance. So since that's 4, we know from here to here is 8. That's your conjugate axis. Okay? So now that we have both of these, we can find our foci. So remember, this is 2A and this is 2B. So that means that A is equal to 2 and B is equal to 4. So to find the foci, C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared, or C squared is equal to 4 plus 16. C squared is going to be 20, so C is the square root of 20, which will simplify do it the other way because I want to run into my other problem. which can simplify, so that's 2 times 10, 2 times 5, so 2 times the square root of 5. Okay, so going from 0, I would go right 2 times the square root of 5 and left 2 times the square root of 5. So my foci in this case is 2 square root of 5, 0, and negative 2 square root of 5, 0. Now my asymptotes, we'll use this point. The slope is the rise over the run. Well, that's 4 and that's 2, right? So this one here has a slope of 2. This one here would be rise 4, run negative 2 would have a slope of negative 2. So this is y equals 2, well, actually they want you to put it in point slope form. So one of them is y minus 0, remember my center is 0, times 2 times x minus 0, and the other one is y minus 0 equals negative 2 times x minus 0. Okay, so the slope is b over a. Alright, so on to the next one. So now my center is 1, 2, 3, 0. My vertices, that's going to be 3, 4, and 3, negative 4. Again, we'll find the axes first. So the transverse axis, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So that's 4, which is A. So the transverse axis is 2 times 4, or 8. 1, 2, 3, that's going to be B. So this is 2 times 3, or 6. So c squared is equal to 3 squared plus 4 squared, or c squared is equal to 9 plus 16. C squared equals 25, which means C would be 5. So from here up 5 and from here down 5, which means my foci is going to be at 3, 5 and 3, negative 5. Use this, so that point right there, like we said already, is 3, 0. So this is going to be y minus 0 equals, we said it was b over a, or well, in this instance it's now going to be a over b. So let's rise over run. Let's not do that part actually. So it's going to be rise over run. So rise is 4, run is 3. So that's going to be 4/3 x minus 3, and y minus 0 equals negative 4/3 x minus 3. Alright, so that's that one. Alright, so from the equations, we want to find the center, vertices, foci, same stuff. So center, x squared, y squared, whenever you see that, that means that it's going to be 0, 0. Okay, so the transverse axis deals with this one. Remember, this is a squared, which means that in this case a will be 9, b will be 12. So my vertices are 9 away from 0, 0. Since x comes first, it's going right and left. So my vertices will be negative 9, 0 and 9, 0. The foci, well, c squared is equal to 81 plus 144. So that's going to be 225. So that means c is going to be 15. So it's going to be negative 15, 0 and 15, 0. Transverse axis, well, that's 2 times a, so that's going to be 18. Conjugate is 2 times 12, so that's going to be 24. So if I do a quick sketch of this for my asymptotes, so my center's here, right? I go up 9, and I go 12. Right, so my rise is 9. No, take that back. Whoa. We'll be going the other way. My vertex is over here, 9. My co-vertex is over here, 12. So really it's 12 and 9, so 12 over 9. Which will reduce to 4/3. So y minus 0 equals 4/3 x minus 0 and y minus 0 equals negative 4/3 x minus 0. Alright, 2.5 minutes. So looking at this again, it's 0, 0. So remember, that's a squared, that's b squared. So a is 3, b is 4, but now this thing's going to open up and down. So my vertices go up and down, so this is going to be 0, negative 3, and 0, 3. C squared is equal to 9 plus 16, or 25, which makes C 5. So the foci are at 0, negative 5, and 0, 5. Transverse axis length is 6. That one is 8. So now I'm rising 3 and running 4. So my asymptotes are y minus 0 equals 3, 4 x minus 0, and y minus 0 equals negative 3/4 x minus 0. Alright, so those are the properties. If you have any questions, I'll see you guys in tutoring. Bye.